Hey guys, I'm right now on the test server of Albion. The game will launch tomorrow, but myself I cannot play until Wednesday because I have the veteran founder pack. And right now I'm on a test server testing out the tier 3 weapons because a lot have been added in a recent patch. And I just wanted to try out because I also don't know which build I'm going to run. So I'm just going to test in a test server, test out all the tier 3 weapons. So let's go first over the basic stats. So the X has a physical damage of 75, a damage per second of 68, a resilience penetration of 50%, max hit points plus 67, and a hit points regeneration bonus plus 5%. Then the sword. Yeah, everything is exactly the same except the damage is a bit lower. Yeah, it's only 1 point for the damage per second, and it has a AOE attack on its E, so it's actually yeah, one of the nicest starting weapons, I think. Then the hammer has more a bit less damage per second, less resilience penetration, but more hit points, and more hit points regeneration bonus. That's why it's actually most of the time used as a tank weapon. And if I look at the mace, it's pretty similar. Yeah, it's exactly the same stats. So the mace and the hammer are actually tank weapons, and the sword and the axe are for DPS. And it's funny that crossbow doesn't give any extra stats. They only give damage, and the damage is much lower. But of course, because it's a ranged weapon, so I'm testing this out in tier 3 soldier armor gear. So let's go. Let's first have a look at the axe. The axe, yeah, this abilities. Fierce Strike is still locked, and I have this ability Redding Strike. Fortunately, there's more people here, so I think maybe I will run to another dungeon, and I can choose 2 W's though, and this one gives me adrenaline boost, and this one is a deadly chop, and then I have a vampiric strike. So let's test it out, guys. Yeah, let's rather go to a more far away place. Stay on this map, but go to this place a bit further ahead, because this one is also, yeah, super close to the city. That's why there's some people. Yeah, it's super close to the starting area. One thing you have to keep in mind, guys, for the release is that yeah, this for example, this starting zone now, which is near Fort Sterling, it's a very popular starting zone. But you can hardly find any cloth, guys. So if you want to start as a mage, or if you want to just train your cloth, yeah, be some character in cloth armor, it's really hard to get by. So you should choose a different starting area. But for melee, like iron, hides, and wood, is easy to come by. So I think this map is sometimes a bit annoying. Let's fight this wolf, guys. And on my F, I actually have this Wanderlust, which gives me a movement speed that is getting bigger and bigger. So it's actually quite nice. And yeah, let's do some abilities now. So this one will make the opponent bleed. And this will increase my damage. And then Vampiric Strike will take some life back. So actually, Axe is actually a really good weapon, but all of the damage is single target. At least for the tier 3 Axe. Later on, I think later on the W abilities will stay the same for tier 4. I'm not sure whether you get an extra one. But let's also see the Deadly Chop, guys. Change the W. So that actually did a lot of damage. But I think I prefer the other one. So the axis actually let's see further in the X tree. That is here. I don't know why they chose this crossbow picture. It was a little bit confusing for me in the beginning, but the crossbow picture is a melee weapons, guys. Is the weapons you can buy at the forge. And then let's see the axe. So okay, tier 4 you will get one extra W. That's Battle Frenzy. Increase your movement and attack speed by 25% and makes you immune to any movement impaired effects. Okay, that's also nice. I think the adrenaline boost or chop is one of the most used ones. But yeah, the Great Axe has a lot of AoE potential, and I think the later axes, they all have AoE E. So the lack of AoE, if you think your axe lacks AoE, you will get more different options in the 4, guys. So let's see the sword. The sword is actually one of the nicest. I think it's one of the nicest T3 weapons, guys, because you can you have this nice AoE swing on the E. Keep in mind these guys are bruisers. So this one is actually also an interrupt, so it interrupts the spell and it also does damage. And then you can choose between the cleave and the strike. And this one is still locked. It's Iron Will. It will increase the move speed and reduce incoming damage. But later in the sword tree, you will get an extra W called Hamstring, and it will slow the enemy target and deal physical damage. So then we got the Hammer. So we can choose between slowing charge is still locked. Dash to a ground target destination while you are dashing. You will slow all enemies on your way. But it has heavy cleave, which is this will increase your generated threat for 3 seconds and deal damage. And this one will slow, and I don't need to slow the enemy, so I will choose for this for now. And yeah, this one also have an AoE attack. Plus this See, this heavy smash is quite nice against monsters and enemies, and they are also stunned. So at tier 3 with the axe you can still do damage, and with the soldier armor you get an the spells that you get is mend wounds, and then you can I'll go over it in a sec, guys. I will show you soldier armor in a sec. So as you can see, the hammer not only does damage but also have a lot of CC. And for the soldier helmet you can choose between energy regain and heal. And for the soldier armor you can choose between taunt and mend wounds. Especially when you play solo, this mend wounds is quite nice because you can heal yourself. If you have a healer or a soup, then this is not necessary. But let's go over the next weapon. This is the mace. The mace has a silencing strike, and you can also choose again defensive slam, threatening strike. Just now I had also threatening strike on the hammer, so I will go now for threatening slam. So this I think this is the most one of the most tankiest weapons in the game. It takes a while before I kill the enemies. So keep in mind, guys, if you want to play the mace or the hammer, you are the tank of the game, and it's better to play in a group. So let's have a look at the journeyman crossbow. So okay, let's choose Thunder Shot. This one you can actually snipe an enemy, which does quite a lot of damage. But it has also to channel a long time. Yeah, I think for myself, I don't like the crossbow so much because I don't like these weapons with a lot of channel time. I don't know how can I turn off the chat actually. No. Oh, okay. Maybe I can move it. Let's try to give a snipe again, guys. As you see, it takes some time, and I think when you get attacked between that time, I see the bar also a little bit moving, guys. So now the crossbow definitely won't be a weapon that I will be playing, guys. But all the other weapons I like very much. And in the next video I will show you the Hunter Lodge weapons. So I hope you're having a great time, and see you in the launch. Peace.